So now you're at the point where you have your individual fibers stripped back about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. You're going to use whatever cleaver you're using in your area and practice with. Currently we're using these Ripley FOC 125s. There's a little bit of setup to this. I'll make another video about that. It's pretty similar to the staple type cleaver that comes with your splice kit, your splicer. This one's a little bit different, and you have to cock it with this little trigger each time and lay your fiber in manually. The most important thing to do is use an alcohol pad, cloth soaked in alcohol, to clean the fiber before you put it into your cleaving tool. If you get that icky pick, D-gel, alcohol, any type of dirt in these little grooves on this cleaver, it's just going to cause you a lot of problems, slow you down. So the main thing, like in any fiber operation, cleanliness, keeping things clean. So you take your individual fiber that you're going to put into your fiber lock, using some alcohol pad. Clean it back up where the color is still on there, because you don't, that color part that goes in this channel, the acrylite. So make sure it's clean wherever it hits that tool. Lay it into your tool, and you want to pull this back to 12.5 millimeters. So you won't be able to see this on the video because this is also, I don't have a good close-up and it's so small and tiny. But you pull that color acrylite back here just before 13. Even if you went to 13, it would be fine. Too short is no good. A little bit long is okay. Cleave your fiber. Make sure you get that loose piece of glass and dispose of it properly on a piece of tape or something so you're not getting stuck with that. In your 3M fiber lock tool, you have two little clamps. In the outer position, it's for 950 or 900 micrometer. That's like for pigtails. On the inner is 250, so you have both of these facing in. These foam clamps are facing in for the 250 jacket, which is your outside clamp fiber, the diameter of that. And you use a fiber lock. 2529 is universal. You could use either 250 or 900 micron. You would pull one of those out, and it's ready to go out of the package. You place it into the center of your fiber lock tool. So once you have that clean and then you cleave it, the end face of that fiber is the cleanest it's ever going to be, because that is a fresh cut and there is no dirt on it. Your first fiber, if you want to check, there is a guide on both sides, and it says 250 micrometer, 900, and 900, 12.5, 914, and 250, 12.5. 12.5 on this 250 means the bare fiber is going to be long enough to go inside of this fiber lock and meet in the middle so the two end faces can touch. So to measure it, you just push it, you put it down here on this little guide. Really hard again to see. You pull the color part of the acrylite back to that little block, and the end of the fiber should fall in this little tiny window here. And when you're looking at your tool, that will make a lot more sense. And then you place each of your fibers into that foam clamp, and you slide it down the little ramp till it goes in and it makes a bend. I don't know if you can see that bend. We'll practice in class. That's green. Spatula, spatula, wherefore art thou spatula? I will edit that out. And here you have the opposite end in there. It's always best to put them in there right away. After you measure it once and you know that you're cleaving to the correct length, you don't have to measure it every time. You just put each fiber into these little blocks, keeps the fiber up and clean so it's not touching anything. Make sure your fiber lock's all the way down the bottom of your tool. And slide it in from the opposite side. Now, again, this is hard to show on this video, but you have a hump and a hump on each fiber. When you push this fiber, the other one should move, and vice versa. You push that one, this one should move. And when they're both moving, you know that they're touching in the middle. You take this and clamp it down, and you're done with your fiber lock. Then all that's left is you pull this back out, and you put it into your tray. Some people will wait till they have all 6 of them done and put them in the tray at once. Other people put them in one at a time. I like the one at a time method. Again, your results may vary. Put that in there. It's going to lay right there. And strip this back so I can put the other side in. Other side goes in. Under there. And then the fiber lock goes into this little foam block. Then you repeat 6 more times and that tray is done. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this is you have your 2 orange fibers, your 2 blue fibers, what have you, from the tray back to the cable. Keep those separate. Don't let them get all intertwined with each other, because once they do, it makes it harder to put it back into the splice case. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention is if you have the fiber lock in there and the system's not coming up, they're testing it and they don't see it, you can enter that fiber lock again by using this little key that comes with your fiber lock tool. And I tie the key to my tool so I don't lose it. It just goes inside here. There's 2 little notches, and then you make sure you hold down the outside and you pry up on it. Make sure you get both ends pried up, and then that fiber will come right out easily. And you could re-butt them up, or you could re-cleave them, whatever you need to do to make those work again. Okay, so you've got 5 of your fibers spliced, simulated, and these fit in there, and they're not coming out. No, they're in there fairly tight. But really, the last fiber, you can space these and put them double spaced, whatever you want to do, but really this last one is tight. And when you put this last one in, with the fibers on it, of course, that's what really locks all these together. It puts pressure enough to keep all those fiber locks in the manifold. Now you got 6 of them in there. That is locked in there tight. You're ready to put your tray cover on. Before you put the tray cover on, make sure all the fibers are down. Like this fiber jumped out. And these 2 are on top of this tab, so you want to put them underneath the tab. And that's where the spatula comes in handy. Make your Loops nice and neat. Make sure everything is down where it's supposed to be. So again, this is a simulation that you went through and you spliced all of these fiber locks in there. Everything's spliced up. You make sure none of the fibers have jumped out of their tracks where they could get pinched. And put your cover back onto your tray.